In our first video of the new year, we are back with a special video focusing on the major events that happened in the world last year. The past year has been full of changes, milestones, and events on a global level. In this video, we will explore the highlights of each month. Let's remember the exciting and historic moments of 2023 together. If you are ready to brew your coffee and sit in front of your screens, here we go. Croatia became the 20th country to join the Eurozone and the 27th to join the Schengen area. The funeral of Pope Benedict XVI was held at the Vatican. The Pope's body was buried in St. Peter's Basilica. Kevin McCarthy was elected the new Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives after the 15th ballot. The James Webb Space Telescope has discovered a new planet, LHS 475, 41 light-years away in the constellation Octans. 9 people were killed in an Israeli army attack on the West Bank city of Jenin. In the 2023 Australian Open Men's Singles Final, Serbian tennis player Novak Djokovic defeated his Greek opponent, Stefanos Tsitsipas 3-0 to become the Australian Open champion for the 10th time. The US military shoots down a Chinese spy balloon. A total of 59,259 people, 50,783 in Turkey, and 8,476 in Syria, lost their lives as a result of the 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Turkey. A total of 121,704 people were injured in 2 countries. In addition, 297 people went missing in Turkey. Cyclone Gabrielle, which hit New Zealand, caused great destruction. In the country, which declared a state of emergency, 11 people died and around 6,000 people were reported missing. Vladimir Putin announced the suspension of the nuclear disarmament treaty signed with the United States in 2010. As a result of the People's Republic of China presidential elections, current President Xi Jinping was elected president for the 3rd time by the National People's Congress. Silicon Valley Bank has gone bankrupt. This was the 2nd largest bank failure since the 2008 crisis. The International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin for alleged war crimes. In Israel, where Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's controversial judicial reform has been protested since January, protests escalated following the dismissal of Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, who had called for a halt to the judicial reform. Finland becomes the 31st country to join NATO. Some classified Pentagon documents were leaked by a military base employee named Jack Teixeira. Japan and South Korea announced that North Korea test-fired a ballistic missile. Japan's defense ministry confirms that North Korea launched a long-range ballistic missile in the direction of the Sea of Japan. The European Space Agency launches a spacecraft to study the moons of Jupiter. The spacecraft is scheduled to reach the moons in 2031. Germany ends nuclear power generation, which it had been using since the early 1960s. A rare hybrid solar eclipse was clearly visible in Australia, East Timor, and Indonesia. Starship, the world's most powerful rocket developed by SpaceX, exploded 4 minutes after takeoff on its maiden flight. The FDIC announced the sale of bankrupt First Republic Bank to JP Morgan Chase for $10.7 billion. American screenwriters and actors go on strike to demand better pay and a framework for AI. 9 people, including 8 students, were killed in an armed attack on a school in Belgrade, the capital of Serbia. There was a drone attack on the Kremlin Senate in the Kremlin. No one was killed or injured in the attack. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov announced that the attack was carried out by Ukraine and was an attempt to assassinate Vladimir Putin. This claim was denied by Ukraine. The coronation of Charles III and Camilla took place at Westminster Abbey. More than 2,200 people from 203 countries attended the ceremony. Sweden's Loreen won the 2023 Eurovision Song Contest held in Liverpool with the song Tattoo. The Kakhovka Dam in the Russian-controlled Kherson Oblast was hit, prompting evacuations in response to rising water levels in the region. Both sides blame each other for the attack, and the United National Security Council convenes an extraordinary session. The 2023 UEFA Champions League final, played at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul, was won by Manchester City, who defeated Inter 1-0. The submarine Titan, organized by the OceanGate Company for an expedition to the wreck of the Titanic, is lost in the North Atlantic Ocean. On June 22nd, the US Coast Guard announced that the wreckage of the submarine had been reached and that 5 people on board had died. The Wagner Group, led by Yevgeny Prigozhin, launched an armed rebellion against Moscow. Wagner troops also seized Rostov-na-Donu and Voronezh. The rebellion ended the next day after the mediation of Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko. In the 2023 Wimbledon women's singles final, Czech racket Markéta Vondrousová defeated Tunisian rival Ons Jabeur 2-0 to become champion. In the 2023 Wimbledon men's singles final, Spanish tennis player Carlos Alcaraz defeated his Serbian opponent Novak Djokovic 3-2 to become the champion. Barbie and Oppenheimer movies were released. Hurricane Hilary, the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years, caused flooding, landslides, and power outages in the region. According to the first determinations, 4 people lost their lives as a result of the hurricane. Following a summit at Camp David, the United States, Japan, and South Korea agreed to deepen military cooperation against China and North Korea. Roscosmos announced that Russia's Luna 25 spacecraft crashed on the surface of the Moon. With this, Russia's first lunar mission in 25 years ended in failure. Spain wins the FIFA Women's World Cup. India becomes the first country to land on the south pole of the Moon. Yevgeny Prigozhin and Dmitry Utkin, leaders of the Wagner Group, were killed when the plane they were in crashed. The United Automobile Workers Union launches a massive strike against America's 3 major automobile manufacturers, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. Archaeologists have discovered a 407 7,000-year-old wooden structure in Zambia. French President Emmanuel Macron announces that France will end its military presence in Niger and withdraw its ambassador. Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives elected in January, was voted out of office by a vote in the House of Representatives. McCarthy made history as the first Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives to be removed from office. Mike Johnson was elected in his place. The Islamist militant group, Hamas, launches Operation Al-Aqsa Flood against Israel. At least more than 1,400 Israelis are killed by rockets fired from Gaza and attacks by militants infiltrating southern Israel. In response to the attacks, Israel launched Operation Iron Sword, killing at least 4,651 Palestinians. Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Matthew Perry passed away. The 100th anniversary of the founding of the Republic of Turkey by Gazi Mustafa Kemal Atatürk was celebrated. The first AI Security Summit is held in Bletchley Park, UK. Representatives of 28 participating countries and companies sign an agreement aimed at combating the risks of artificial intelligence models. Javier Milei becomes the new president of Argentina after receiving 55.69% of the vote in the Argentine general elections. The Israeli government and Hamas agree to a 4-day ceasefire and prisoner exchange. In its third test, North Korea sent its spy satellite Malagyong-1 into Earth orbit. Bitcoin crosses the $44,000 mark, reaching its highest level in 2023. A 6.2 magnitude earthquake in China's Gansu province killed 149 people and injured 982. 15 people were killed and 24 injured in an armed attack on the Faculty of Arts of Charles University in Prague. And so, we say goodbye to 2023. This year was marked by many challenges around the world, but it was also marked by a glimmer of hope. Ties between societies were strengthened, people supported each other, and fought together against common challenges. Challenges once again demonstrated the resilience and creativity of humanity. Perhaps these events give us hope that the coming year will bring a brighter future. Change is inevitable, and with it, societies can continue to work towards a more sustainable, just and interconnected world. The challenges we face today are the seeds that will help us shape a better world tomorrow. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Share your thoughts and ideas about the video with us in the comments section. Please follow our social media accounts. You can turn on notifications to get more content and be part of our community. See you in the next video.